going to be pretty nice eventually as we move on through the week. Okay. I had somebody say, Julie said that she posted all of the times of the school board elections on our Facebook page, which is very nice of her to do. And we thank Julie Miller for doing that.
Thank you.
As I said, there are different times for different districts. And obviously, if it's your district, you know, but it's, it would be nice if it was all uniform. I wanted to give you an update on the sleep disorder test, the St. Elizabeth's Sleep Disorder Center, I think is what it's called, at St. Elizabeth's. Anyway, Dr. Levine is over there, and I did that sleep study. And how many times? I stopped breathing 30 some odd times an hour. And really what you're doing, at one point, 40 up to 40 seconds that I didn't breathe. And that was pretty common through this, as they study. They put all these wires on you and they study. So clearly, I walked away and they said, you have sleep apnea. So then the decision comes, what do you end up wearing? And I was back there, and I didn't talk about it on the air last Friday, but Thursday night, I was back sleeping at the Sleep Disorder Center. Everybody's very nice over there, and they have to wire you up, and you're all wired, and they study you all night long while you're sleeping. So I began using the mask.
The CPAP.
So there's a couple different, the CPAP. So there's a couple different options that are out there. There's a thing they call the pillows, which is really not intrusive at all. This is, there's a little strap that goes on, and it's these two little pillows, if you will, that come up to your nostrils, and it puts air in. It's kind of a weird feeling because when you open your mouth, you know what happens. The air pours out. So you have to sleep with your mouth shut. And if you sleep with your mouth open, it doesn't work. So then there's the mask that goes over your nose. Manaski, you should be paying attention to this because you're going to be wearing one of these
and reading about it right
based
now.
on your neck size and just based on your build.
He's already diagnosed.
And but he's saying he feels like he has problems. Yeah. If you're waking up, if you get up the next morning after a sleep, and within 3 or 4 hours by midday, all of a sudden you feel like you just are so exhausted you've got to take a nap. There's a good chance that maybe you're not sleeping properly. Anyway, there's the mask that goes over your nose, and there's a tube connected to it in the machine, and then there's a mask that goes over the nose and the mouth. And that's the one that I ended up picking because I couldn't stop opening my mouth, and it's the weirdest thing. You've got air just blowing through your nose and coming out your mouth.
So have you been using it?
It's like the minute you open your mouth.
Loud?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
See,
it wakes
I don't
you
know
right
how
up.
You can sleep with that.
No. When you open your mouth, it goes.
Okay.
The air is coming out of your mouth.
Okay.
So if you close your mouth, you don't have that. But it's the pressure. And I believe I've learned something through this. It's the pressure that keeps your system open so that you're continuing to breathe.
How big is the
But
unit?
I chose the mask. The reason I chose the mask, the full mask, is because you can open your mouth or you can. It doesn't matter.
How big is the unit that the mask is attached to? Because I guess I was always fearful that it would be hooked up to some big.
It's a
device.
box. It's a most amazing thing. It's a box. And it has a little water tank because it adds humidity because you got air. You have air going through there. You could dry you out. So there's humidity with it. It actually has a chip in it, and it's a wireless function which feeds the information to a website that the doctor and they're able to change. They could change the actual settings on my machine right from their computer back at their workplace. Pretty cool. Joe on the line right now. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, Bill. Listen, make sure there's a couple important things to remember because I've had the CPAP now for about 10 years.
And Joe, I'm in probably my third day, and I've had one really good night's sleep, and then I've had a struggle with it. The other night I took it off and didn't know I took it off. So
you're going to get that in the beginning.
I'm getting used to it.
Take it off, and it's common. But make sure you're using distilled water, number one. I don't know if they stressed how important that is.
They did, yeah.
Water.
Yep.
Why
and
what
it does is if you find yourself getting like a dry mouth towards the morning, then you want to increase the humidity, or they might do that. But Mine has a function where I can increase that, you know.
Yeah, mine too.
But the longer you have it, the better it's going to be, and there's going to be a day, Bill, you can't go without it.
Well, I'm already kind of there. I got to tell you, I feel different. I'm not taking a nap, and for the first time in months, I'm not taking a nap.
You know what, Bill? You're going to lose weight, too, because when I first started mine, I actually was at 385. I lost 65 pounds in the first 6 months with the CPAP because not for anything else, you have more energy. I used to fall asleep driving home.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Joe, I'm out of time, but I want to talk more about this because I have questions that I need answered, and you've been through this, so stand by here. Hold tight. We'll come right back. Also, Stephen Wells running for Congress against Claudia Tenney coming up as well. WIBX Utica Rome, it's 8 o'clock.